Class, I am so sorry about that. I completely I ended the video and didn't mean that I ended the video. I meant to press unpause, but it is what it is. All right, um, they get angry. It's like you're prisoner and know it all, and then they kind of understand, like, okay, no one is the reason as to why we're in the situation. We're not going to blame each other. We're not going to pick on each other for this. We realize that, hey, they just pick on us because they don't like us. So as Lauren returns back to her car, she's like, okay, there's a big paintball stand on it, but you know what? I'm going to take this as a badge of honor. It is okay. There's no big deal here. We're just going to use it for what it is. Me and my friend are still close. People hate on us because they want to, but it is okay. So as we look here, I'm asking you guys to write. I'm asking you guys to write, specifically focusing on what is the central idea, the author's purpose or theme, or what schema and connections could we have. So just like we did last week when we were writing specifically on the central idea, the author's purpose or theme, or the schemas and connections that you've made while reading. And what I want us to do, I want us to simply focus on making two paragraphs where we combine the central idea with a schematic connection and then combine the author's purpose with the schematic connection in order to make it come together. Okay? So, yes, today we're not doing no dances or no gimmicks today. We're going straight into learning. All right? So, if we look here, I have my whiteboard out. We are going to think about what is the central idea of the story, right? Then, what is the author's purpose? And then, schema connections. Now, listen, I don't want to give away the answer, but only a few of you guys have been tuning in to the YouTube. So, I might be helping out some of the people that are actually here on the YouTube. All right? So, let's take a look. So, central idea. What is the main idea of this text? Well, what is the theme? What is the friendship? Right? So if we look at the theme of our story, we have friendship. Why would we say that friendship is the theme of our story? We could say it's the theme of our story because it follows Lauren and Kaylee, follows their relationship, right? It follows Lauren's and Kaylee's relationship. We can also see that it's a test of high school situations, so school age situations, or like I like to call it a rites of passage. A rites of passage. I also would make a connection with bullying. Now, can you see that? Now, in their friendship, were they always friendly or positive? They fought, right? So we talk about their fighting and disagreements. They fought, they disagreed, they didn't like each other, right? That's one. Rites of passage, talking about the changes in their body, which a lot of teenagers experience, right? Body changes and, and right? Body changes in puberty. That's another thing that it focuses on. And then what else? Bullying. When we talk about the bullying, we talk about Freak the Geek Day. So if we think about our theme being friendship, we break our theme down into smaller chunks of what the story how it connects to friendship. Now we have to think about our central idea of the story. How do we put our central idea into a format of a sentence? Right? Central idea, main idea, theme, they all connect because we're looking at the underlying meaning and entire that connects with our story all together. So if we look here, we see that what our theme is, right? We have our theme and then we connect. Hey family. We have our theme and then we connect. Okay? So friendship is our theme. Lauren and Kaylee's relationship leads to fighting and disagreements, but do they make up at the end? They make up. And as we all know, that all friends actually go into, um, they have their own issues, but they always find a way to make up. Like I always said before, if you have a real friend, a true friend, you guys may fight, you may argue, but you will always find a way to come back together, right? You will always find a way to be friends again. It happens, right? It doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. It doesn't mean that you guys are, you know, it's over. You guys always find a way to bring it back. And I think that's exactly what happened between Lauren and Kaylee. They were beefing, they were upset at each other, they were not happy with each other's comments, but they found a way to bring it back together, right? And then we have rites of passage, which talks about body changes and puberty, the changes that they've experienced, and then bullying. So now let's think about our central idea. What is the central idea of the story? Okay, so friends. Let me erase it. Friends sticking together through hard times, right? Friends who are unpopular sticking together through hard times. Sticking together through hard times. Okay, so that's our central idea. Now, let's think about our author's purpose. What is the author's purpose? What does the author want us to know? What do you think the author wants us to know in this text? What is the author trying to tell us? What is the author saying to us? Okay. Maybe even though you have hard times with your friends and you fight, you guys still stick together through the good and the bad. That maybe sometimes your friends are the ones that you can only depend on. Here's the thing. This is what I love. This is what I love about ELA in reading is that you can pretty much make inferences. Come on now, come on with inferences. You can make inferences, and we can support those claims by evidence from the text. So even though I'm making an assumption or a claim about what the central idea is, or even though I'm making an assumption or a claim about what the author's purpose is, I need to back that up with textual evidence. I need to back that up with where that was shown in the story, right? So if I'm saying friends are the one who are not popular sticking together through hard times, I will use a quote simply from their times of sticking together and running away. When they had to run away from the girls with the paintball guns, right? So I will take a quote from that section of the story, or I will simply talk about that part of the story and how it connects. Then I will go to the author's purpose. What will be the quote that supports that, right? If friends are the people who can get you through hard times, we find a quote that supports that. Simple as that. Now, when we think about schemas, we're talking about our connections. Now, I know we play it safe, and it's okay for you to play it safe because you probably haven't realized some of these things can actually be connected to the world and also the text-to-text reference in the text, in the story, text-to-text reference in the text. You know? But if you look here, if you look at the connections, there is a textual connection. What was that text connection to? The textual connection was to Shakespeare. Okay? Shakespeare was the textual connection because she references Henry the Fourth. Okay? Henry the Fourth was referenced in the text. So if you look here, she says, true, it's almost like the name was thought up by a bunch of mustached, people-hued malt worms. So when we look at Henry the Fourth, a lot of you guys might not know Henry the Fourth. Henry the Fourth is a Shakespearean play. And in Henry the Fourth, it pretty much, and I'm taking some of the what I remember from college, and I'm taking some of the notes that I've done research on. It pretty much focuses on the legitimacy of rulership. Now let me explain. Now Henry the Fourth set amid political instability and violent rebellion, right? And the play is naturally concerned with the idea of rulership. Who's going to take the lead? Who's going to rule the land? Who's going to be the boss, right? Once my dad steps down from leadership and from kingdomship, who is going to be the next successor? All right? So, when it's acceptable to usurp a ruler's authority and what consequences of rebelling against a ruler might be, the concept of legitimate rule is deeply connected in the play with the concepts of rebellion. If a ruler is illegitimate, then it's acceptable to usurp their power, right? So, and how they do that? They do that by, you know, taking the crown from another ruler, creating a group of people to fight against a ruler, right? If you think about it, we see if you go back to what you learned in history with Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar was known to be a bad guy, was a great guy in the beginning, but known to be a bad guy because he brought his friends over to take over a land that wasn't his. Okay? They also mention words of colonization in the text. That was one of our words. Taking over someone else's land, taking over someone else's rulership, taking over someone else's leadership. And so in this case, if I were to make a textual connection, I will connect it to Lauren, like Kaylee, excuse me, Kaylee connecting these people as army people, as war people, trying to take over, taking a tradition and taking over their land, taking a tradition and taking over what they believed them to be, or what they were. Right? If I were to make a textual connection, I can also make a connection to a movie, Mean Girls. Right? In this case, we have Katie, who is this sweet, kind kid who ends up getting bullied by a group of mean girls, right? Connections. There's so many connections you can make. So what I'm asking you guys to do is to write me 2 paragraphs. One paragraph focusing on central idea, while the other one focuses on author's purpose and theme. But I also want you to include your schemas. So maybe you can do a text to self when you talk about central idea, right? Obviously, it talks about friendship and the building of a friendship. Use text to self to help you understand that. Then you can do your second part, which is the author's purpose, and figure out what is the author's purpose here. Okay? If you have any questions, reach out to me. Email me, hit me on Remind, or call me. You have my number. All right? So do any one of those things. You can call my phone. I'll be on until about 5 this afternoon, and then I'm turning my phone off. My teacher phone off. Okay? So if you need to text me, please do so. Do not sit there and do it all wrong and say, Mr. I didn't know. Turn it in. Do the best you can. Okay? Let me know what I can help you with so we can move forward. Are we clear? Are we good? All right, scholars. The rest of the day is yours. Get to work. This assignment is due today. It's due today. It's due today. Well, no, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's not due today. I'm sorry. The writing is due on Mondays at noon. The writing's due Monday at noon. Okay, I just think I freaked some of y'all out. The writing's due on Monday at noon, so make sure you turn it in when it's due. All right? Questions, you know how to call me. Questions, you know how to email me. Questions, you know how to text me. No excuses. I don't care if we're locked up. You guys know how to get a hold of me, and I'll answer. All right? I love y'all for real. I'll see you guys. Talk to you later.